it for yourself, your dream. I've learned that your main reason when undergoing any change should be for yourself. It isn't to say you can't have other reasons alongside of it, but this should be the most important one. It would help to write down just even one point down on a piece of paper and keep it beside you. As long as it means something to you, that's all that matters. Hey everyone, this is Mingjun. You're listening to the Spectrum podcast. More people than ever are going through difficult situations and experiences in their life that often makes them feel lost and in a rut. This podcast discusses different perspectives of various parts in your life, with the emotions that come along with it, ranging from but not limited to starting something new, to managing platonic and romantic relationships, or to even just taking care of yourself. Ultimately, it's to help you discover, think about and action out what works best for you, and how you can be more self-aware and refine yourself a day at a time. Welcome back to Spectrum. Today's episode is about starting and taking on new challenges. Challenges will always come in life. It can come from a place of desires and dreams, you taking an interest in activities ranging from dirt biking to gardening, or it could be on the flip side where misfortune occurs. And life just throws a curveball at you, such as redundancy or your mental health takes a nosedive, amongst other situations. I'm going to be talking about the varying emotions that come along with these challenges and how you can view these perspectives. Why is it important to approach the situation? For challenges willingly undertaken, it's important to challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone, to keep progressing, to equip yourself with more knowledge in your interests. It's better to try something for a period of time and realizing it wasn't for you than thinking and regretting that you've never tried at all in hindsight. With inevitable challenges, you have got to face it head on because it's only going to get worse the longer you leave it. And it will ultimately make you more mentally resilient, even if it will likely tear you down first. The aim is to increase your independence in various life aspects and perhaps even be a guiding light to other people, be it family and friends, or even strangers who look up to you as you never know who's watching. If you don't want to undertake new challenges, that's completely fine and that's on you. But can you just imagine just going through life and say, look at your future self in a year's time, 5 years time, 10 years time, and realize you haven't changed at all. You kept telling yourself that I'll do it next time, which ends up spiraling into you having not developed and just floating through the years, all because you didn't commit to yourself. Stagnation kills your drive and momentum. It will inevitably frustrate you and affect you in other parts of your life, such as keeping a cool head, being patient and kind, along with other positive traits that you would like to embody. I personally know that I don't want to stay the same because I'm not satisfied with the way I carry myself now in comparison to how I see and want to be my future self. Yet, I take the time to appreciate how far I've come in my life to how I was even 6 months ago. I got myself a longboard because I wanted to learn, and despite giving myself a concussion, I'm really happy that I've tried it out because it solidified evidence for my personal belief that I can do it, and also really helps cut away the imposter syndrome that I have in other parts of my life as well. I'm sure you're aware of a point you want to change but might be feeling anxious or even getting cold feet about, and that's completely fine and normal. If I can change for the better in learning more about myself, you can learn more about yourself as well and know what works for you by just trying. You need to do the same in appreciating your progress as well. Otherwise, you're just going to run yourself mentally and emotionally into the ground, which is what we want to avoid. You need to learn how to balance between chasing a goal, yet also appreciating what you have in the present moment. With these new challenges, it will be difficult, and you will inevitably fail at some point in your life. But it's better to fail in something than to never have tried at all. There will be many times when you feel it's just not worth it in the moment, which may linger. You'll be questioning your sense of self-worth and whether there's any point to you trying as you feel like you've wasted your time and nothing is budging. You may even feel figuratively blind, have no idea what you're doing, and then get sucked into mentally comparing yourself with other people's success and wondering how come or why haven't you achieved the same yet. You may find comfort in knowing that a lot of people do so as well, so do not think you're alone in this. However, at this very moment when you realize you're bogging yourself down with negative self-talk, say out loud, "This is not helpful," or "This is not helping me become the person I want to be," and bring yourself back to the present moment on what you are focusing on. I want you to be aware of that it's okay to take and set time aside, allowing yourself to feel the emotions. It could be a few hours for some, or to even more than a day for others. Just be aware that you cannot afford to wallow in self-pity for an extended period of time, so you might as well let out all the frustration in one go. Holding it in isn't going to help you and could affect how you treat people without even realizing, as one example, affecting other parts of your life that you're doing well in as well. If you just asked yourself what part of your life is going well, for starters, you've realized you need to change with that self-awareness, and that's a win and start you can be proud of. How can you help yourself? You need to catch and challenge yourself whenever you have these negative thoughts and think, what's the realistic evidence for this? And write down even just one reason why you do deserve positive things. So you can start subconsciously getting used to looking for solutions to every problem, or at least find out how you can. You need to keep in mind why you started. Is it out of obligation? Is it for loved ones? Or is it for yourself, your dream? I've learned that your main reason when undergoing any change should be for yourself. It isn't to say you can't have other reasons alongside of it, but this should be the most important one. It would help to write down just even one point down on a piece of paper and keep it beside you. As long as it means something to you, that's all that matters, not anyone else's opinion. It would be nice to be surrounded by people who support you, but I understand that some of you may not have that. You've got to be your own biggest supporter and have your own back, because no one's going to come save you. It's a sobering thought, but you got to know that tough times don't last, but tough people like you do. You've got to tackle these life challenges, because if you don't, nothing in your life will change, and that's on you. You need to be aware of yourself, what your fears are, what are the points you need to work on, and from there, manage your own expectations and be real about it. Change is scary, but I believe you, as someone who's actively trying to work on themselves, has potential. But it will be down to you to achieve it and go for it. In case no one told you, I believe that you've got this. You need to have that irrational self-belief as well. Thank you for tuning in, and take care, and speak to you next time on new topics.